Hello YouTube, Marauders here, and today I have the SteelSeries Stratus XL for Windows and Android. Now you might have seen something like this out in the shops previously, and that was the original Stratus XL, and that was for iOS devices. But this is for Windows, and if you look at the main difference here is that while the iOS only have one center button, there are three so-called system buttons on the controller, and there is a good reason for that. Excuse me. If you compare it with, if you're familiar with Xbox controller, the three buttons on this thing, on here, happen to perfectly match up with these three buttons on the Xbox controller. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Xbox controller is the best controller to play Windows games on, because it supports because most of the AAA titles and your indie games, they all expect you to be playing with an Xbox controller for Windows, because, well, it supports Xinput, which is standardizing the design of the controller. And the main thing here is that for something like the Stratus XL, this is running on Bluetooth. In order to use the Xbox controller on Windows, I have to plug it with a USB cable to the Windows device, or I can get the wireless dongle. Now the thing here is that that's normally not a problem with a typical desktop PC. But if you had a small little Windows tablet here that only has one USB on the go port, that means that if you plug in something like the controller, you'll be wasting that USB port. Most likely you won't be able to charge your tablet at the same time. And so where am I getting to that? I've been getting a lot of these Bluetooth joystick things. I've been trying to get them to work on Windows before. Excuse me. Now, it's a chore to get originally it's a chore to get a Bluetooth controller to work in Windows, because none of these while these Bluetooth gamepads tell Windows they are a joystick, they don't tell Windows that they don't support Xinput. So traditionally what you would do is you would use programs like X360CE or some SCPServer or DS2 to use with your DualShocks, and they don't turn out very well. They either it works, or most likely it won't work with your game, or maybe, especially on low-end tablets, they might actually interfere with the performance. Now, let me show you what SteelSeries has written on the box. So here is SteelSeries, here's Stratus XL, fine. Very specifically, very specifically, on the box itself, it says that it supports Xinput. Now for those of you who just went, what the, on your seats, you know exactly what this means. It means that the Stratus XL is the first Bluetooth Xinput controller you can find, and that's incredible. So what it means is that this is the first official Bluetooth Xinput controller. No hacks, no third-party drivers required. All you need to do is that you just need to download the SteelSeries Engine 3 program, which downloads the driver, and then you pair the gamepad up with your PC, and it just works. It shows up as an Xbox 360 controller. It's amazing. Okay, it's not as amazing as what they say on the website. On the website, they say that this thing works out of the box with your PC. Sorry, SteelSeries, if you want me to download a piece of software, that's not working out of the box. Okay, but anyway, let's see the proof that it really is an Xbox 360 controller. Okay, so here I have the device manager on my Windows tablet, and now you can see at the end of my device manager I have nothing on it right now. Okay, I am going to turn on the controller. So get the Bluetooth connect. Windows registers the device, and what do we see popped up at the end? Yes, an Xbox 360 controller. Oh yeah. Now, for those of you who are still unconvinced that this really is honest to God Xinput controller, here I have Ikaruga. So it's one of the few games that can tell you, that can show off that both, whether or not you're using a Xinput or a normal joystick. So I'm gonna see player 1 controls. You can see that it shows the actual Xinput buttons, and if I go and tell it to map player 2, which I'm gonna use my other Bluetooth controller, so you can see that it shows as button 1, 2, 3, B, etc. Because without Xinput, the game has no idea how your buttons are configured, so that's why you only get the generic names. And that's pretty much why when you're playing a Windows game, you want to use something that supports Xinput. Okay, so now we've established that the Stratus XL is a honest to God working Xinput controller, Bluetooth Xinput controller for Windows. So it should be the best option for any of you out there who wants to be fully wireless with your Windows gaming. So how well does the joystick does the gamepad actually work? Okay, let's look at the initial design, the design on the face buttons. Now if we compare it with, it says that it is designed by, let me read it off the box. I know I saw it here somewhere. No, it's on the website. On the website it says that it's designed by being inspired by leading console game controllers. Well, no shit, Sherlock. Okay, so if we compare it with the Xbox One controller, we can see that the Stratus XL has decided to went with the symmetrical analog thumbstick placement, which is like a PS4 controller. The thumbsticks, they feel okay. They give me the feeling of the Xbox controller. Obviously you can press them in as well, but of course the feels a bit weird. After all, on the Xbox controller, your left analog stick is on top instead of at the bottom here, so muscle memory might be a bit affected. D-pad, it's a D-pad, okay, it doesn't feel, it works. I don't have anything good or bad to say about it. I haven't actually tried playing Street Fighter 4 on this, and I don't like playing Street Fighter 4 with D-pad or the analog stick anyway. Okay, now so that's for the main buttons. There are 4 lights here. You can use them either to show the battery by pressing the battery button, or it also tells you the various Bluetooth connectivity states. These also are used just like the Xbox controller, where it tells you which player the controller is for. Now there's one, now we get to the triggers and the bumper. I hear a lot of people complaining about the bumpers on the Xbox controller. Personally, I don't know why people complain about it. I can press them just fine. But if you are having problems with the Xbox One bumpers, these feel even weirder. Because I don't know why, could be my hands, but when I try to press them, I feel that I'm hitting on the plastic a bit more. So feels hard to get to. Maybe I'll get used to it eventually. Triggers itself also feel mushy. They feel more springier, not less mush. They feel mushy. not as straight and direct as a Xbox controller ones. But again, if you are looking for a Bluetooth wireless Xinput controller, I really don't know what other choice you have. This is the first one that I've seen which pretty much just works. And I'm impressed, seriously, because this is it. I know there are a lot of people who are looking for it, who are looking for a Bluetooth Xinput, a way to play games on Windows using a Bluetooth controller, and why would you want anything else? Because this just works and it actually shows up as an Xinput. This will work with any game. Now, why wouldn't you want to get this? Because it's so bloody expensive. So how expensive is the Stratus XL compared to your typical Xbox One controller? So from listing on Amazon, the Xbox One controller costs about 50 bucks. Of course, that's on offer, 60 bucks, 60 US. And the Stratus XL costs 70 US. That's about 10 US difference in price. And remember that while you can use this on your Xbox and your computer, you can only use this on your computer and any Android tablets. Do you have any Android games which you need such a good controller for? So there is the whole price issue. But other than the price, I really can't say anything bad about this, because like I said, this, if you are looking for a dongle-less way to play Windows games wirelessly, this is it. This is what you've been looking for, and it's great. It feels great. And for those of you who are using Windows 10, yes, it works with Windows 10, and yes, you can use this to run Xbox One game streaming. I've already tried that. You probably need a good wireless chip in your computer, because it will be both running wireless as well as Bluetooth together. Hopefully that doesn't, on your system, it doesn't mess up, because some of them will. And yeah, other than the price, maybe some mushy trigger problems there, I guess, yeah, sure, if you're looking for a controller, this is definitely something. The Stratus XL is for Windows, is definitely something you want to take a look at. Okay, see you all in the next video.